Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. I'm Brian Winnekins, and joining us this morning is Sarah Sabelko. She is the Community Education Coordinator for the Durand, Arkansas School District. And today we are going to talk about the upcoming community education classes that are coming back for the winter. And Sarah, thank you for joining us today. Well, this is kind of some exciting news that you're able to bring the community education back. Tell us about that.
Brian, it is. This fall, we weren't too sure about coming back right away and being able to bring community members into the school building and do the online or the learning classes in person with the pandemic going on. So we had to kind of step aside and think, how can we still offer community education, but be safe during the times of the pandemic? And the obvious answer was to go virtual. So I started with just kind of asking my instructors that I've worked with in the past, would this be something you're willing to offer? Is this something you think we could do? And every one of them was like, yes, let's do this. Let's give our community something as an option for like those winter months of January and February. Our course booklet, we have 14 classes that we'll be offering. Every one of them, you register online, you pick your classes online, you pay online, and then once you register, you get sent a Zoom link, and then you click that link and you are attending the classes. So everything you can do safely from the comfort of your own home.
So now, were there challenges with this? Because I'm assuming the instructors aren't going to be in the building; they're going to be at their homes too, right?
They are. The greatest challenge that we had is finding a way for the classes where you're still making something. We have a couple of classes where you're making like essential oils rollers and kind of relaxation pieces, or bath bombs, or like little bunny rabbit decor, like home decor. And how were we going to get the materials to the people in order to make those items? And I'm very happy to say we're partnering with the Durand Public Library, because the Durand Public Library is still open, and working with Lori Gillis and her staff there to help that be the housing location of material. So the instructors will bring us material safely packaged. They will come in, be able to grab those materials in time for their classes, or we'll send them if people are far away. And then they would just then attend for the instruction. So now you have the materials in front of you, and your instructor in the class will walk you through how to make those. For one of our baking classes, which our pie classes, our cooking classes have always historically been huge hits, big successes. Instead, this time, Ramona Carrier, who is our instructor, put the whole recipe right in the booklet. So whether you want to take the class or not, now you get a free recipe for this delicious pie. But here we're just asking the members that sign up for the class to have the materials already. You go get all your ingredients, you use the stuff at your house, and then you'll be walked through and kind of do it as a community of learners. It's an advantage because before we would always cap our numbers because we only had 6 kitchens. So we'd take like 6 or 12. Here at the school building in the FCE room, where now we can open it up to more people and across various communities too. It's not so restricting just to geographically right here.
Sure. Talking with Sarah Sabelko. She is the Community Education Coordinator with the Durand, Arkansas School District, and talking about the community education classes coming up for January and February. You mentioned the pie class. That's just one of many different classes that you're offering. What are some of the real cool classes? They're all awesome classes, but what are some of the highlighted classes that people are going to really want to look at?
Thanks, Brian. So one of our back by popular demand is called a dance fitness class, taught by our very own Jen Dahl. She does our water aerobics during the summer at the Durand swimming pool. And that class always draws a big crowd. Now you could just find a place to exercise, and that's going to be running for 4 weeks, 1 hour each, and kind of a good way to start off the New Year's. With that, we have another class on foundation for makeup, maybe not for you, Brian, but maybe, learning how to do makeup that we're thinking mothers, daughters, or sons, whoever wants to wear makeup can learn some of those foundational skills, and then also talk about confidence. We're pushing in a little bit on the well-being and how do we start a new year. 2021 is going to be a new chance. It's a new opportunity to just really start fresh again, and offering some of those physical, feel good inside, feel good outside type of classes. For those people looking for maybe a change coming up in life, we have a 2 different retirement session classes that was very popular with John Heike. coming back. And then we have a couple of our arts classes where we will be making earrings and then some bunny decor. One thing that I would like to note that we're putting in this year that we've never done before is on January 18th, we're going to be having a class session devoted to celebrating the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with a look at some of his writings and the speech, and just really celebrating that work and talking about community service with one of our English teachers here that has a real passion for that. So that's new, and again, kind of bringing a different look on that day to a celebration in our community.
Talking with Sarah Sabelko, she's Community Education Coordinator for the Durand, Arkansas School District, talking about the community education classes coming up for the winter season. Sarah, was it important in this round of classes? Yes, you want to have the popular ones, but was it important to have some of those wellness classes because of the pandemic and everyone having to be at home all the time?
It absolutely is, Brian, and that's exactly what we're thinking. How can we think about self-care, just really feeling the best we can? And then another class I should mention, there's two. There's greeting card making classes with our instructor, Judy Hartman, and that's another advantage where you're making something to like send out to other people. You know, like the birthday cards, a special occasion, just thinking about you, that again can make you feel good when you're connecting with others. One of our biggest draws and one of the biggest goals that we have as a community education program is giving an avenue to continue learning, a fun skill typically, but also having that connection. How can we bring people in our community together around a learning skill and connect with others when maybe there's not another avenue for connecting in their day-to-day life? And I think that connection, whether it's in person or even through Zoom, having a bunch of people get together and talk about making a pie and sharing that experience and then talking about pies they've made in the past can be such a warm, connected feeling during this time that can feel kind of isolated, and it's cold and kind of dark in the wintertime here.
Talking with Sarah Sabelko, she's Community Education Coordinator with the Durand, Arkansas School District, about the upcoming community education classes. So Sarah, when did the classes start?
Oh, such a great question. Well, you can register now online at our school district website. That's also listed on the second page of our brochure. And our first class is going to be the dance fitness class beginning on January 6th. And then we're running various times. We try to do some classes that start at 4:30. A lot of the classes start at 6. We have a couple classes that start at 7, trying to make a range of times that people can attend during the day. And then our last class is being offered on February 24th. So we're running throughout like weekly in January and February.
Now you mentioned the school district website. That's where people can register and they can download the course book as well.
Yes, absolutely. We also have those available in our Durand Public Library. And again, the staff has let me know if anybody needs help registering, going on and creating those accounts, doing anything at all that they might need help with. Our staff here will help, or they'll call me and I'll come in and I'll be working with anybody that needs to do that. And that would be the same as for Zoom as well. We're partnering with one class with the Buffalo Pep and Literacy Alliance and offering a free class on digital literacy that would be walking people through some of those technology pieces as well, because we know digital literacy is such an important feature of being able to access information and participate in all things from like healthcare to broadcast
Oh yeah.
in our world today. So we're making that also a free class. That's not until February, but any of us here will help. So if you go to the Durand District website, it's under Community Connections. Our course booklet is there. And then there's also a link where it'll say like register for classes. It's a couple of quick steps that once you create an account, it's basically the same account that we use, like how I pay for my kids' lunch account or school fees. It's in our like school store. And then on the bottom, it's called Community Education. You just click your link, register for the class. All of our classes are $10, with the exception of dance fitness is $40 because it's 4 sessions, 4 one-hour sessions. We kept them at 1 hour. Knowing how community education classes go, our members will be on Zoom for 5 hours. But we're just trying to stick with that 1 hour, because once those connections and the conversations start flowing, nobody ever wants to leave. It's a really good thing. And then all of that information is there. Then you'll get a receipt of payment, and you can pay using like an e-check. So like your regular check, routing number, account number on the bottom, or you can do like a debit card, credit card. And
Very
then it
easy
just
to
saves
do.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, and once you're in, your address and all of that basic registration information is saved for 180 days. So once you're done, you just are literally picking the class and paying.
Awesome. So it's going to be something very easy to do. Just go
Yeah.
to the Durand, Arkansas School District website for more information on that. Well, Sarah, again, we appreciate you joining us. This is going to be some pretty cool classes this winter. If anything, at least to keep people occupied for a while.
Thank you, Brian. And then I know some people get like, oh, I can't think of being on Zoom anymore, but they also make really good gifts. So I've been kind of creating a couple bundles to give away as gifts. It took me less than 5 minutes. And then being able to give that opportunity to a couple of my loved ones that I know will really benefit and enjoy that community connection in January and February.
That's a great idea. That's Sarah Sabelko. She's community outreach or community education coordinator with the Durand, Arkansas School District. You're listening to WRDN.